Hey y'all, it's your girl Just Bree coming at you with another video. Feel free to hit the like, share, subscribe if you enjoy this content. If not, you know what? I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say hit the dislike button because I need to know how I'm doing, and I know I need improvement. Obviously, we all do, but I just like honest opinion. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book of Owning Opulence by the New York Times bestselling author Soncerae Smith. So, the chapters are divvied up by the page numbers, apparently. So, let's see here. I'm on page 11. I read if you go on to Amazon, before I got the actual book, I read the portion where it says take a peek inside. That's what I was reading from in my first video for the book. So I read that portion before I got the actual book. So I have received the physical book actually like 2 days ago maybe. But I was just so not into, you know, doing any videos, so I kind of sat on it. But now I just decided, let me just go ahead and, read a chapter or whatever. So here we go. Oh, and something I noticed as I was flipping through the front and the back is that there is no dedication to Domo for some reason. Nothing in the backpack on the back of the book. It just shows, it reads the summary. Nothing in the, she shouts out, let me just say this too. So she shouts out some people in the back, her acknowledgement. Okay, I'll start by reading the acknowledgement. Because I'm going to be a little all over the place with this stupid book. Because that's just the way I want to do it. So the acknowledgements goes as follows. I want to take a moment to talk about my family again. It's important that I take the time to mention a few people by name that I didn't mention yet. Some people think I don't like men, especially since I've spoken about my son's father so much. I don't say the best things about him, and I most likely never will. Yeah, that's real forgiveness. He didn't help me professionally or financially. He's hard to appreciate until I think about my son and how he is the best investment I ever made. If God asks me to go through the struggle again just to have my son, I'll do it 300 times infinity. There are so many people that have helped me improve my life. That's why I pay it forward and help others improve theirs. There are some people I have to shine a bright light on. Some amazing black men who went out of their way for me. Now that's a good gesture. I will say that. That's a good gesture. So these are the amazing black men. She said she's gonna tell us about the amazing black men. So that just goes to show that it doesn't include Domo. There's a Ray G, Tavares F, her fake baby godfather, Michael, Mark H, Cam G, Harry M. Then she goes on to say, thank you to everyone who donated to any of my causes, whether it was catering to the homeless, my own homelessness, or my mother's breast cancer. Even purchasing my book will get me and my family closer to our financial goals. I appreciate you spending your time here on earth with me. No Damo. And then I read the beginning, uh, where it's dedicated to, and it just talks about justice. So no, nothing to Damo, nothing to her. Wait, is one of the guys Andre or Dre? Did I mention? No Dre. So in the as far as the the men that she, appreciated. So anyway, let's continue. So page 11, she shows a picture of her and Priest, titled Priest and I during a YouTube live stream May 2017. And it reads, for some reason that I can now classify as divine intuition, I started getting the cringeworthy feeling that I was being stalked. My intuition kept telling me that something was off about the situation. Not really about him, but just the entire situation had me worried. I was having a good time, and he was a great guy. He was attractive, had a sense of humor, he was extremely outgoing. My family loved him, including my 18-year-old daughter, Child, and my Yorkie Shih Tzu, Benjamin. So she ain't even mentioned Domo nowhere else, but she gonna mention Domo next to the damn Shih Tzu. Anyway, anyone I introduced him to loved him. I met his family, his coworkers, and all of his friends except for his wife. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Not only had this man not graduated from high school, so here goes the bashing. He only made $12 hourly at his job. So this is stuff that you knew, bitch. He was 38, just obtained his driver's license. Lord have mercy. This makes her look crazy. This makes her look more crazy than anything. A license mere months before he met me. He was driving his cousin's car, yet he had an apartment. Yet had an apartment. He was driving his cousin's car. So whose Ford Explorer was it? This man was so far behind in life that it concerned me. Child. I began trying to find out what his talents were so I could help him start his own business. I already own a successful UI, UX design company called Revenue Digital and was beginning my career in software design. According to this man and his wife, they were separated for 2 years and never had the time or finances to file for divorce. Well, goddamn, bitch. If he never had the finances to file for divorce. Okay. Hold on. Where am I? I'm trying to read this in the dark, y'all. Hold on. She was a side chick to another man, which ain't got shit to do with you, bitch. Her husband, my boyfriend at the time, dated several women before he met me. None of your business. We devised a plan. He and I, that's wrong. This is wrong grammatically. We devised a plan. He and I to find an apartment together. Something is wrong about that whole sentence. Miss Editor in Chief. Get married and in a few years have children. So why would you have to devise that as you got to devise it? Girl, like it's some kind of scam. It was a scam. He scammed your ass. Only after we reached our financial goals. Oh, really? Hmm. Yeah. Only after you reach your financial goals, but you wasn't on birth control. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Simultaneously out, and you lied and said you didn't know if you could have. Girl. Simultaneously, I was in the process of moving out of a property owned by my daughter's father. Oh, yes, Miss Rich. Miss Richie Rich. He was a real estate investor. Girl, I'm not saying Dre ain't on the property, but bitch, a real estate investor. She lies so damn much. I'm sure she's making him out to be more than what he is. And worked in telecommunications. I wanted to move closer to the city of Atlanta so that I could attend business meetings faster. Now all of a sudden you want to move to Atlanta. What, girl? This is when things begin to come a little complicated. No, your life is complicated. Hold on, I'm drinking here some Pepsi. Sorry about that. I should have some wine or some damn Henny or something. That would make it fun. I think I'm gonna go get me a bottle tomorrow and read. Um, because this is kind of torture. After a lovely trip out of town, we attended a Caribbean parade. Okay, I will give her props for going out of town with a man. But eventually we'll find out that they couldn't afford to go. She'll go out of town with a man, but won't take her daughter to Disney World, bitch, or her son to Disneyland. After the parade was over, he had a moment of clarity and decided that he wanted to tell me the truth about him and his wife. What a way! Got an idea too. What a way to ruin a perfect day. Not to mention a perfect weekend. We just had that proved. We just had that proved. Oh no. She definitely needed an editor. That we were madly in love with each other. What? Okay. While we were out of town, he spent part of the money he was supposed to give her for the rent. That's what I was talking about. She was upset and didn't want him to come back to their apartment. I wanted to slap the audacity out of him. Slap. Wow, I was just now finding out that they lived together. Okay, skirt. So, all these lies within a matter of a few sentences. Yes, she pursued him and went on to have a whole baby by this man. Anyway, why was he picking that moment to tell me that? Well, bitch, y'all still was just getting to know each other. Shit. It ain't your problem that you let him fuck you. It was already bad enough that I was dealing with him having an estranged wife to begin with. That was a choice. That was a choice. You didn't have to deal with this man at all. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, bitch. Accountability is a hard thing for a lot of women, bitch. You had a choice. Now, this was the woman he was cohabitating with. His wife! Oh my God. How did I not know this? We spent so much time dating, spending almost every day together, doing all things constructively. I didn't even notice we had never been to each other's house. Oh, really, bitch? Interesting. We were still in our beginning stages, and this man was seriously trying me. And the beginning stages, meaning that was your sign to exit stage left, bitch. But you sitting up here trying to blame God for your stupidity. Talking about you prayed for this man. I'm so tired of people putting God in a mess. You funky bitch. Our trip out of town was the first time we were in an intimate environment. Oh, please. It was the first time we had sex. It took everything in me not to break his neck right there. You 5'4", 5'2" midget. Girl, shut up. To break his neck right there in the playground. He made me pull over and take us to so he could reveal his secrets. I sat there on the swings and said nothing. He was crying. I got up and started walking back to my car. This was the second I wanted to leave and never see his ass again. The first time was at the end of our first date when he told me he was separated. So the end of the first date, he told you he was separated. And the second time, okay. I slapped half of the money for the check down on the table and stormed out of the restaurant. I bet you did slap down half, bitch. Wasn't nobody paying your whole bill. 1 minute she was a sugar baby. 1 minute she a sugar mama. She take care of her men. Her men take care of her. She's what's she say? She's a domestic violence abuse survivor. Then she threatening niggas to smack niggas up their head, and oh my God. Anyway, he chased me both times. Girl, just because somebody chased you, so what the fuck would you tell Domo? And what are you telling the women now, so called now, that you got played by this man and left you to raise a baby alone? So he chased you, so that means you supposed to let him catch your ass? Hell to the nah. Oh my God. He convinced me that she knew who I was and was completely fine with us dating each other. Granted, he was telling the truth. She did know who I was. However, I was simply unaware of how unorthodox their arrangement of convenience was. Okay. Once I made it home, he rang my phone off the hook. Eventually, I picked it up and asked him to stop calling me so I could think straight. The next few days consisted of him doing damage control. He let me know that he was moving out of her apartment so that he could start his life with me. He said that he was temporarily moving into a relative's house until he found another apartment. I forgave him and wanted to continue our relationship. I was reassured that their interaction was with each other was over entirely. The only reason why they'd see each other again was in the act of filing for divorce. Now keep in mind I didn't ask him to divorce her. I was ready to leave and be done altogether. I didn't like the situation at all. It was a terrible way to start a relationship. I prayed on it and stayed. It wasn't until later that year I began to understand why God made me stay. Girl, shut the front door. We began looking for a place together that y'all couldn't afford, bitch. We bought a storage unit to put all of our things and stayed together in hotels until we could find a decent area to live in that we could afford. Now, one thing I can say about Kevin Samuels, he said if you got a child by a man, and you want to start another family, leave that child with the father. Because this bitch was totally incapable of fucking raising Dominique. And she has proved that time and time again. Because of fear of driving, he wanted to live, and you see, she was clearly not concerned about fucking Dominique. Because of his fear of driving, he wanted to live near a transit center in order to get to work daily. His fear of driving. Why would you? Huh? What grown man is afraid of driving? He began to take me off focus on my goal. Oh, Lord. Focus on my goals. He made me give up certain sources of. Oh, shit. Here we go. Certain sources of income because he didn't like the people I was handling business with. Paying for hotel rooms was beginning to become extremely expensive. You think? Not Miss Rich Bitch. And my monthly YouTube checks and money from my graphic design were only two sources of income. I'm gonna get a damn shirt that says sources of income. I swear to God. I went from having 5 to 7 sources of income to now 2. And I even lost my car. Whoa, you let a nigga that you knew for probably a total of 2 months let all this shit happen to you, bitch? Which was also one of the sources of income I lost because I was driving Uber. I began changing my life from being a single woman to now a married one. I needed to make my soon to be husband comfortable. I prayed a lot over our relationship, and the answer that I always received from the universe was for me to stay. Well, what the fuck kind of universe is that, bitch? That's the horrible universe to listen to. I swear, human beings are so silly sometimes. We tend to create our own, imagination and reason for doing the things that we do and want to call it God. Girl, bitch, that was you and all you. And while you talking about God or the universe, fucking talk to Buddha, bitch. That's who you need to be talking to. Tension was rising between the two of us slowly. It started as a whisper. We were no longer the couple that laughed at the health food restaurant while we were waiting for our smoothies. We weren't hiking Stone Mountain anymore. We weren't going out to eat or going to parties. We are now stuck inside our hotel room after he got off work talking and watching Netflix. Honestly, the kind of personalities he and I had did not include him and I being stuck inside together. We were in the beginning stages of our relationship and we knew what we wanted to be and we knew we wanted to be together forever. However, we were still getting to know each other. Well, how the fuck do you know you want to be together forever, bitch? Even come now, here she go with the antidote. Even couples who've known each other for years still have date nights and are learning new things about one another. Bitch, y'all couldn't afford to go on fucking dates no more, remember? We weren't going out as much because we didn't have the money to. Duh. The man I met in March of that year. First of all, bitch, I'm stuck on the fact that the motherfucker went out of town and spent his rent money. Now, if that don't fucking make sound irresponsible as fuck, I don't know what the fuck is, bitch. The man I met in March of that year was starting to look completely different by the time November came. The man who used to rub my feet, fly kites. Girl, y'all know y'all on some Disney type bullshit. Go on picnics, talk about spirituality and religion, and share food with me was beginning to be a terror. Oh, not a terror. But what was you being, bitch? Let's talk about you. Okay, let's see. He was too good to be true initially. How he was, and that's, you know what, bitch? God damn it. At 30, in your late, that was, she's like 38 years old at the time. You know when something is too good to be true that you need to proceed with caution. If I meet a man and, you know what I'm saying, it's all roses and flowers, yeah, I'm gonna, embrace that and we're gonna revel in that or whatever. But bitch, know that it's a darker side to that person or other side or whatever that you have to keep your eyes open for. Anyway, but the way she, talking about he was too good to be true, as if people don't have two sides to them, is the point I'm trying to make. But in her case, a lot of the bullshit she already knew. What changed this charming, loving, kind, funny man was the same thing that changes every man. What every man? What? You don't know every man. What are you talking about? Then there's another picture of her and Priest in DC. I honestly believe that he missed being able to have sex with other women. Well, bitch, ain't you Miss Polyamorous? You just like that fucking slut Amber Rose. She all pro slut walk and pro slut, but let your man be a slut and it's not okay. Or the 12 bitches that slept with him and it's a problem. They're just being natural sluts. So why can't we all just be slut together? Anyway, sex with him was always, oh Lord, sex with him was always terrible with me. You think at motherfucking 38 years old that I'm gonna have terrible sex with a man that I'm so-called planning to spend the rest of my life with? Oh my God. He had premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction. Okay. First of all, I am too motherfucking old to be putting up with some premature ejaculation and dysfunction, erectile dysfunction. Now, if you're willing to work on it, or we could take a pill for it, that's fine. But if I'm, honey, no. Sorry to the men with premature ejaculation and dysfunction. It's not funny. I'm sorry. He told me he was having problems ever since he left the Dominican Republic months before we met. Just looking at me on social media, you can tell how comfortable I am with my sexuality. I have an OnlyFans account. I don't do pornography, but I'm not an angel on there. Sex has never been an issue inside of my relationships. How the fuck is that when you talk about men? Always talked about your smelly punani, or you claim to have been touched in a way. Okay, let me shut up. Let me say. Didn't she say? But she said she's had issues with having sex before in the past. If I'm not mistaken. The lies they just keep coming. He used to talk to me about the kind of sex he and his wife used to have. So you mean to fucking tell me I'm gonna sit up there and listen to this nigga tell me about the sex he had with his wife? I'm gonna say, nigga, listen. Don't you talk to me about no other women. That is crazy to me. So when she sat up there and listened, she used to pretend she was a prostitute and they have sex with each other in the closet. Okay. That's what people do. Usually, I mean, couples, and they were married, and also he had a fetish for midgets. Bitch is little people. You so professional. You such the author. You gonna call the people midgets? Really? No, that's what you are, Miss 4'11" bitch. Sorry to y'all short people. I just wait. Listen, I don't know. Do not try to make me explain that any better. I just can't. As I hold back laughter, I want to remind you that that is not my business or yours. You the one put it out there. Let's just say that level of kink isn't my love language. Bitch, you put it out there. Talk about it ain't nobody business. Oh my God. He was beginning to miss access to his wife sexually. He began to compare us to each other. So, bitch, was this before you got pregnant or what? Because that's all a nigga got to say to me one good time is to compare me with another bitch. So, this girl, I cannot. Sometimes he'd even beg me to allow him to have both of us simultaneously. He no good fucking well that, what's her name wasn't going for that shit. He'd tell me that I was better than her in every way outside of the fact that I had a social media presence. What? Sexually or what? Better than her every way. Okay. Cause he with you, he fucking you. What the fuck he supposed to say? Shit, let you tell her he done told girl. Mm, my social media presence was a disadvantage to him. I don't fucking think he really cared about your social media presence other than the fact that he didn't want to do shit with it and you tried to force it on a bitch. Even though he loved the fact that was a social the fact that was she forgot the I was a social media personality initially. He didn't say he loved it. He just went along with your dumb ass trying to make you happy. That don't mean he loved it because he let you film him a little on camera and he interacted with the audience a little bit. You know, that's, I mean, for some people, you know, a lot of people jump on here every couple of months. You know, every now and then they like, okay, you know, yeah, I want to get on a computer and chat with some people, chat with my little peoples. This shit ain't for everybody wanting to be all plastered all over. Um, Even though he loved the fact that I was a social media, some of the things this man was saying had me convinced that he was retarded. Retarded. What's the new word for retarded now? She using all kinds of uh inappropriate words that ain't no longer in that are offensive. What she mean retarded? It's mentally challenged, bitch. Or whatever the new word is for it. I'm not being facetious. Oh wow, she looked that word up. He behaved as if he had a mental disability. He told me a story about so if he behaved like he had a mental disability and you choose to stick around and have a baby with all that possibly his so-called mental illness and erectile dysfunction, you just gonna lay down and have a baby with the nigga, right? Okay. He told me a story about when he was younger. He was told he had dyslexia. As we were dealing with everyday rigmarole, I noticed that he didn't know basic math and he lacked basic critical thinking skills. As she continues to lay up there and let him nut in her drawers, I couldn't understand how someone was so seemingly self sufficient but behaved so much like an adolescent when it came to responsibilities that the average grown man should have. I started to doubt myself. It's a lot of functioning people, illiterate people, bitch. Like that's just a fact. Who else didn't know how to read or write? Oh, Fantasia. Um, I know somebody personally as well. Uh, but the person I know knew math because he's so dope, but he couldn't read or write. But anyway, I started to doubt myself, questioning what she started to, bitch. Questioning whether or not he was truly a man I could trust managing my business and God damn it. I cannot. He cared more about having sex with women at his job than about us building a stable home. Yet, she continues, as the world turns. Our relationship did drastically. He began coming back to our hotel room talking to me about the other women from his job and how successful they were. Okay. He talked about how much better than me they were. Now he was just talking to you about how better you were than his damn wife. Bitch, what is he swore that he was speaking to a nurse he worked with and how she gave him her opinion about her sex life and my vagina. What? What do you mean? He swore that he was speaking to a nurse he worked with. How did this man feel comfortable talking to one of his coworkers about my vagina? He put me down daily. So he told you he was talking to another woman about your lady parts, and bitch, you still sat up there and let this nigga put his seed in your bucket. I cannot. I wish a man would. Child, honey, child. He put me down daily. He speak to me disrespectfully. He began lying excessively. Coming home, well, shit. Lying is your favorite pastime. Coming home late or pretending he was working on weekends only for him to go be with other women. Well, bitch, why didn't you go with him? It's polyamorous shit. Y'all go to mansion parties and shit where they fucking everybody and running damn trains. Bitch, I would have said, hold up, let me go with you. Not only were his co-workers in our personal business, so was his family. Girls he was cheating, girls he were cheating, what she said was, and half of my YouTube audience that he has somehow started interacting with. I was confused. No, girl, you more than confused, bitch. Of course, everyone on social media knew I was dating him, but some of these people were now coming to me telling me things about our relationship that only he knew. He started talking to men inside of the anti-woman group like Red Pill and Cell MGTOW. He started behaving like a complete asshole. Oh, is this when he got abusive because he was talking shit? That's the abuse. Lord, this bitch don't know nothing else. She know how to take damn pictures. This is a really pretty picture. This page 19 has a pretty has her 9-month pregnancy photo shoot. Okay. Only he started interacting with those people, but he also began building friendships with my ex casual sex buddies. Okay. How does that happen? What? I cannot understand what the catalyst was for all of the drama. Oh, you can, huh? Maybe because you're on social media. Maybe because people like to dig up people's dirt and dish it out and try to find people, you dumb bitch. That's why you keep your private life to your motherfucking self. And don't be naming names. Don't use people real names. What the fuck? Well, she didn't use Priest's real name, but I'm just saying. I cannot understand how I went to sleep one night next to an angel and then woke up next morning to Lucifer. It was a nightmare. Then it finally occurred to me what the big issue was. I understood why things were changing and what was really going on with this man. What could make a man that I knew loved me turn into such a pig? It's simple. I was pregnant. Oh, okay. She did that. Okay, so that is apparently that's the rest of chapter 1. And I might be back some more later with chapter 2 if I feel like it. Um, let's see. So, anyway, feel free to hit the like, share, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. I will be drinking from now on when I'm reading this shit. All right, y'all. Peace out.